Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of Café con Gas. My name is Cassandra. I am so excited to be with you this evening for another episode of Café con Gas. If you're just tuning in or just flipping through the channel and you're saying, oh hey, what is she talking about? Tonight's episode, as well as every episode, is about healing, arts, and diversity. We bring dialogue alive on those topics, also with occasional guests. I am extremely excited because tonight we have a special guest who is about to join us in a couple minutes, all the way from the Netherlands, and who has been here for the summer and is going to talk about organizational leadership and helping to improve the performance of others, and also share her experience as a woman as how she's broken ground in her native country of the Netherlands and also affects change across the globe. So that's tonight's episode and tonight's agenda. I'm really excited. We're live, as we always are, from Cambridge, Massachusetts. MassApp is really lively tonight. I have some people outside the window right now. Some events, as always. If you are new to the Cambridge area, you should check out music venues like Naga Middle East. They have really great events going on. Again, I'm going to bring Mieke from the Netherlands onto the episode in a couple of minutes. She's our special guest for this evening. And without further ado, we're going to go on to our emotional check-in. So what is an emotional check-in? It's a way to check in with our feelings. I was a PBS kid growing up. I love talking about my feelings. I once didn't, but they are part of our data set to make informed decisions and also get to know ourselves better. So I always like to talk about emotional check-ins. So today's emotional check-in, here, I'm gonna pop up for you. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling a couple different things. I was just talking, actually I'm feeling quite exhausted. I've been doing a lot. I'm feeling quite happy and I'm feeling quite hopeful. Earlier this week was a little bit tough, but at the end of the weekend, I'm feeling really good. So that's what's going on. Also, something that I like to bring up and share with you guys, I talk about healing, but people ask, what does healing really mean? I really believe in empowering through language, and I wanted to also bring up this definition for you, remind you guys, what is this talking head talking about? We're talking about healing. So healing is a word, it's a verb that's used with an object. So it's an action to make healthy, whole, sound, restore to health, free from ailment, to bring to an end or conclusion as conflicts between people or groups, usually with a strong implication of restoring to former enmities, settle or reconcile, to free from evil, cleanse, purify or heal the soul, to effect a cure of a wound, a broken bone, etc. So healing can mean a variety of things to different people. It can also happen in a different order. We talk about healing from an accident, from the body, but also healing our minds, healing our souls, healing a rift between people. So I just invite you all to kind of think for yourselves, what area of your life could you use a little healing? Maybe you didn't know. I was also talking to a friend of mine that, the act of healing is a very independent act. It's not one that can be forced upon you. But what I hope is to share tools that you can pick and choose of what your own, what you want to do for your own healing. So now that I've done a lot of my own emotional check-ins, I'm at another very stage of healing. Now, what do I do with all these emotions? And, part of it is coming here to talk to you guys. So that is healing. I brought today a really great project in the name of healing and diversity. I was just feeling, just having a little bit of a struggle to this week. I was reading in the news, Sandra Bland was buried today. I saw a lot of articles, friends having dialogue about what Sandra Bland's death means to them, and also the frustrations that many of my friends, both black, white, brown, yellow, across the spectrum have been feeling about watching this repeated violence against black bodies happening in America. So, as a fellow American, I was kind of reflecting on what that means to me, and I was getting really upset watching the news. And I decided to seek some healing in the arts. And so in doing that, I found one of two things. I found that the anger that I felt in watching the news, I needed to kind of bring back to music and remember a folklore song that really helped. So I wanted to bring this to you. When I looked up La Piragua, I actually found a project that was really beautiful. It's a United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee project. And what they did was they brought a Colombian family who had to escape after violence to Venezuela and gave them the opportunity to talk about their displacement through music. So this song, La Piragua, is a song about the canoe, and it represents ancestries in many different communities that have traveled by canoe to different countries across different waters, and in this particular instance, escaping violence. So in the name of healing, arts, and diversity, I wanted to bring you to this song. It's a really beautiful project. I'm going to start this about a minute and a half into the video because the intro of the video really introduces the project. It is a very spiritual song, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And again, this is La Piragua by the Sistema Youth Orchestra. Para explicar para la gente que está mirando el programa que habla español, esta canción es un video de una familia colombiana debe explicar un conflicto armado en su país. En cruzar la frontera con los niños, encuentra en Venezuela una oportunidad para trascender a través de la música. La niña Luz expresa su recorrido cantando el tema La Piragua, transformando sus tristezas en una alegre celebración. So, you know, in the name of healing and arts, and also in respect of Sandra Bland's mother, who buried her daughter today, who also talked about the experience as one of being a moment of sadness, but also celebrating life, I offer you this song and hope that you enjoy it. I'm going to cue this up, and in the name of the arts, here's La Piragua by El Sistema Youth Orchestra.
la tormenta estremecía y en los ríos de mi infancia se creaba poesía. Triste tuvimos que marchar, lejos nos fuimos a soñar, a nuevas tierras de esperanza, con nostalgia llegamos al lugar. Una nueva oportunidad yace con la música y nueva gente, y en el corazón del hermano nace alegría nuevamente. Ya no tengo que correr, ya no tengo que temer, solo tengo que luchar y solo tengo que tocar.
So that is La Piragua by the Sistema Youth Orchestra. I'm just gonna, it says no soledad, no, ¿cómo se dice? There is, solidarity has no borders, is the message that this video ends with, which I think is just really, really incredible. And it's just a song, again, that just, in the midst of understanding what's happening in my own country and then having the privilege of just interacting with people from many different countries in the city of Cambridge, that song just came to mind. And I think each of us makes a journey across some canoe in some point of their lives. And that song just really resonated with me, and I hope that you all share that today. So it's actually a really good segue into bringing on our special guests, because we talk about healing arts and diversity. And I'm very, very excited to bring on today's guest, and I'm going to introduce her in the following manner. Mieke Sibong is a businesswoman, and she's also presently an organizational developer. She started off her career in the Netherlands and took a track that not many would have thought, but opted to go for training, and then became the youngest real estate developer in the country of Netherlands. And it was a great privilege to meet her through the Harvard Summer School program, and I'm excited to have her onto the show. She's a very diverse woman who enjoys being immersed in different cultures, and I think really brings a powerful message about women in leadership, but also the possibilities of what you can do to help empower other people through a tool like business. So whether it's through the arts or business or whatever industry, I think Mieke Sibong is definitely a friend of Café con Gas and is really bringing change to where she is. So I'm going to invite her to come sit with us. Cue her in, so please welcome Mieke into the show. So, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Please have a seat. And welcome to Café con Gas.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm very excited to have you onto the show, and I would love to hear more about how you got into your business, and what are you presently doing today?
Well, what I'm doing today is I'm helping people and organizations become stronger and better. Mm-hmm. And I align the strategic objectives mm-hmm. with the behavior within companies. Mm-hmm. That's what I do today.
That's great.
Or when I'm in the Netherlands, because now I'm here for 2 months at Harvard.
Great. And how did you always start in organizational development, or how did you arrive at?
Yeah. Well, I first started off in another branch, in the mm-hmm. Real estate branch. Mm-hmm. When I was 23, I started my own real estate company, mm-hmm. and I sold it at the age of 34. and I had my reasons why I wanted to sell it. But the most important reason was that I wanted to have children. But that didn't work out. So when I turned 40, I thought, well, I don't want to stay home because I have a lot of things I can bring to the world with all my experience as a businesswoman and as a leader and as somebody who grew into an organization and let it develop. So I had a coach myself when I was in the 20s, when I started off, and it really helped me discover myself and to improve my own performance. So I was really interested in how can I get other people also better by training and coaching them. So that's why I started in the training and coaching and consulting branch.
Now, when you first sought out your business trainer, was that something that was common in, you know, at the time that you sought out a business coach? I know that there's more of a movement now of personal empowerment, but it hasn't always been that way.
No.
Were you breaking ground in that area?
Yeah, because when it was in the 90s when I had my own company, and I consulted a coach at that time, but it wasn't not really normal because people only wanted a coach when things didn't work out. But I really wanted to improve, and that's why I wanted a coach. Good is not enough. You have to be the best. And how do you become the best? That's if people help you in becoming the best of yourself. And you cannot do that yourself because you all have blind spots and things you're not aware of. So a coach really helps you become aware of your talents, which you can use, but also of your pitfalls. And then you have to decide, am I going to work on my talents, or am I going to work on things I'm not really good in? But I decided just to work on my talents.
What was there like a challenging moment when you started? Was there something that your business coach highlighted for you at the beginning that you didn't really expect or quite know about yourself?
One quote I always remembered him telling me that good girls come in heaven, and girls who do everything, they come everywhere. So I kind of did everything I wanted to do, so there were no boundaries.
Interesting. And then you had mentioned also you had this career before you got into where you are now. You were doing real estate development. Is that a predominantly male-driven industry, or did you encounter any difficulties being such a young female in that industry?
In the real estate, there are more women, but now I'm an organizational developer, mainly in the contracting-related firms, which is really a man-dominated world. And what I bring to these companies is being aware of more diversity within the organization, which will lead to better decision making. Because if you have to make a decision and they're all the same type of persons who make the decision, you might have biases or blind spots, which not contribute to better decision making. And it's very important to look at different angles and to bring all those knowledge together, and therefore come to to better decision making. So more effective.
What are some tips that you give your what are some tips that you give your clients, and like when you first meet a client, what are some of the things that you talk about them with at first?
Well, the very first appointment I have with my clients is, of course, getting to know each other. And people just want to tell me things they want to tell them. You know, I can just handle the things, what they tell me, so what they say and what they do. But when we build on trust, they also tell me what they think and how they feel. And if they're going to tell me that, then I can help them better. Because people most people have objectives, but they have a hard time reaching those objectives.
Yeah.
And by asking them questions of what is in between them and reaching their objectives, it's mainly we call it centimeters between your ears. It's the impedient beliefs people mostly have about their own performance. And tips depend on the kind of behavior you do have, because you want to give tips in line of their natural behavior. If you're like a really introvert person, and you give tips for extroverted people, it does feel very unnatural.
Interesting.
But you really have to adjust to the coachee, so that will be different. But I think people will do much better if they kind of get stuck in thinking, and they're thinking about those disasters, what might happen if they do something, just to do it and then see afterwards. And what if it was that difficult or that hard, and their own struggle. So I kind of gave them tips on just do it, and because you regret more often the things you didn't do than you did. So and you can learn from it. So if it doesn't work out, it's okay. Just learn from it and do it in another way or another manner, which will fit you to accomplish your goals.
What do you think, in your experience, what often holds people back from accomplishing their goals? Is there a common theme among your clients, or is it very...
Yeah. In my class at Harvard, I wrote an op-ed piece, and about a topic, and I call it in Dutch, if you translate it one-on-one, it's why do we live as dwarfs while we can be giants?
Do you hear that, everyone?
People, often they underestimate themselves. And they compare to other colleagues or other people who are very successful, but everybody is successful in their own way. So you're just your own version of who you are, and everybody has their own talents. So we can do much more if we change those impeding beliefs to more supporting beliefs.
Great. How do you have a good support network around you? How important is a support network to achieving those goals?
Yeah, you have people. It's really nice if you have people who do really believe in you, who can give you trust. But the most important thing is to trust yourself, because you always have yourself.
That's a beautiful. That's a very self-aware and empowering message. If you were... Let me ask you this question, because as I look at the clock, we are approaching the end. In 1 or 3 sentences, if you could give your kind of empowerment business pitch to someone, if you can give it out to the camera, what would your message be for those who are seeking organizational or personal empowerment help?
Just do whatever is within your reach. We might think there's nothing you can do about your own situation, but you just take those little steps. People kind of set their objectives really high, and then it's a giant leap to get over there. But if you do it step by step, in the end you'll get to it. So it's just take the first step and just feel what success is like, and then you can build your trust, and you can take yourself to the next level, and every time you're taking yourself to another level, and that's how you improve.
That's great.
So it's really step by step.
That's wonderful. And what about the days? Any advice for those? What do you do on the bad days when the step feels like a side forward or maybe 2 steps back? What are some ways that you encourage yourself to keep going and have
think
that drive?
about the good times that that you're really able to reach your goals.
Great.
And for people, they can remember the most awful things right immediately. It's easy to recall, because that's like in psychology. There are a reason. That's why people, if you give 10 compliments and one suggestion, people will remember
the bad one.
the bad one, and they
Remember
forget
the bad
about the
one.
9 ones. So, but if you're really aware of what you already did and how much progression you so then it isn't bad just to have a bad day.
Okay.
Because then you look forward to a good day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Mieke, that you've been so generous with sharing your knowledge here on the show. And where can we, in the next 20 seconds, where can we find you in the next 5 years? Where do you hope to be in the next 5 years?
Well, I hope, I already told you that I will have my own TED Talk about inspiring and motivating people. And
Fantastic.
And build strong people and strong companies.
Let us know when you have that TED Talk, and we'll definitely show it on Café con Cas. So
okay, good.
thank you so much for joining us, and I wish you the best when you go back to the Netherlands.